Are you fasting during Ramadan? And now you're questioning, man, should I be training? Should I be moving? How can I stay active? Today, we're going to interview Coach Jabbar, and he's going to give us the details on how you can properly and intelligently still train while you're fasting during Ramadan. I'm Coach Cory. I'm the host of the Excelsior Health Podcast, and this is the podcast for busy professionals and busy parents who want to lose fat, build muscle while strength training. What we do, guys, on this podcast, we take the confusing, complicated aspects of nutrition, fitness, and we break it down to simple strategies and tactics so that way you can transform your health. My man, Coach Jabbar, is in the building. This is a good topic. He was very, very excited to get this information out. And I think this is going to be a much needed and much timely episode. So I guess my first question, Jabbar, is what is Ramadan? Like, what does it mean? And like, why are you fasting for the next 30 days?
So Ramadan is 1 month per year that people who are Muslim, that we fast for 30 days. And the primary reason that we fast is our goal is to refrain from certain desires, whether that's hunger, whether that's letting go of certain things that we normally do, refraining from worldly desires, and then focusing more on reflecting, praying, and striving to get closer to God.
Love it.
And then with that whole process, one of the things that people have to juggle is everything that they have to do, whether it comes to work, working out, but then at the same time, we're doing all this to prioritize getting closer to God. And then for us, it's 1 month every single year, 30 days of fasting, where we don't eat from sunrise until sundown. However, there are a few non-Muslims who do fast during Ramadan, and they're just partaking in it, they're just practicing it, be like, you know what, let me give it a shot. And then actually, fun fact, there was a study that was done where even if a normal person were to fast for 22 days, it's extremely good for just overall health. So from a health perspective, fasting is extremely good for you. And from a religious perspective, we do it once a year.
Good. And then I think for our program, we have tons of Muslim students, clients, as you know, what some people would know it as. And during this season, I would say it's maybe 70-30, 70% people put their membership on pause, 30% people, use some of the strategies that you're going to talk about today to keep training during Ramadan. So I would love to kind of get your perspective on, do you believe people should be training during this time? And then like, what are some key strategies, maybe some key tactics that person who wants to train during this time that they should do?
Yeah, most definitely. You should definitely continue training during Ramadan. However, the most important thing, Cory, when it comes to training during this month, our goal isn't to chase PRs. Our goal isn't to lift the heaviest we've ever lifted. Our number one priority is to simply maintain. Yes, we can still make some progress with our lifts, but our goal is to maintain, especially if you've been working out for a few months or a few years. During Ramadan, you don't want to work out as much as you normally do. So you want to go a little bit less volume, which I'll explain in a little bit, but you want to do a little bit less volume, keep the intensity somewhere there, but overall lift lighter.
But why can't I just chase PRs and train at the same intensity?
Because you don't have the same hydration or fuel in your body. And then that's where the time that you work out makes a big difference. If you're working out in a fasted state, if you're working out with food, either or, it depends on what's best for you. So there are 6 times to work out during Ramadan. The very first one I'm going to be speaking about is my personal favorite. It's right before Iftar. So Iftar is what we call the meal that's breaking your fast. And right now, sundown is around 6 p.m. So that's when we have our first meal. Now, if we're breaking our fast at 6 p.m., in my opinion, the best time to work out is right before. Anywhere from 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. right before then. And the reason for that, Cory, is because when you work out before, you're not really using any other time during the night and taking it away from prayer. Because usually during the night, our number one priority during this month is to devote it to God. Yeah. Whether that's we break our fast, after fasting, we go pray for like an hour or two. It's called Taraweeh. We go pray and then we sleep the night. Then we wake up early. And before having our first meal of the day, we also pray.
So like a typical routine, let's say it was for yourself, ideally would be train 4:30, go home with your family, prepare, have a great dinner. And then after the dinner is a couple hours of prayer. Got you.
Like an hour and a half to 2. And then after that we sleep. And then we normally start our fast at 6 a.m. right now. So we wake up at 5 a.m. to eat. But ideally you want to be awake before 5 a.m., let's say around 4 a.m. to also pray.
And most people are eating about 2 times
per day.
Per day?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So one big meal. But some people, they work out during the night, which is amazing. However, if you work out right before breaking your fast, you're not taking away from any prayer times that you could be praying.
Is there other times that you feel like, well, in order, I guess, of like, this is optimal, that was the best one, what would be the other times you think would be best for
So
people?
this is a really good time to work out right before, but then the biggest risk, that's a time you can't chase PRs
Yep.
because you're the most dehydrated, you have the least energy in your body, you have no fuel. So you're going there, it's a very mental fight. So you're coming, you're working out, you're disciplined, you're getting a really good workout in. But the pros is that you're not taking away from prayer time. Other times you can work out is right after breaking the fast. So instead of breaking your fast with a typical large meal, you're breaking it with just a few dates and a light protein shake. And then you pray, and then you work out for about 45 minutes, just a concise, solid workout. Let's say 6:30 p.m. to 7:15, you work out concisely, you have another, again, small meal, and then you go pray.
Gotcha.
So it's a rushed 45-minute workout, but you can drink your water, you have some nutrients in your body. The cons of that workout is that you're taking away from family time, and maybe because you're working out in such a confined time, it might affect your prayer.
Gotcha.
And then also because you don't have enough time to digest everything, if you were to eat after that workout, because it's a lot of food, it might cause you to be lethargic during the prayer time.
Yeah.
However, if you manage your food times, working out during that 45-minute block could be really, really good for you.
Gotcha.
So that's the second time you can work out. The third time, which is actually the most favored by most people, is working out after the hour or two of prayer. So right now the prayer times are around 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m., 9:30. So let's say we finish praying at 9:30. If you go to the gym then, you can work out from 9:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. And that can be fantastic.
Why is that most popular? Is it just people feel their best?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
because you've fueled up, you've done your prayers, you've eaten. It's been like a good 2-3 hours since you've eaten. You've done your prayers, and then now you want to work out. And a lot of people work out at this time during this month. However, the few drawbacks are, like a few cons, is number one, because you're working out so late in the day, that's going to affect your sleep quality. Yeah. So lower sleep quality and lower sleep. But if you are someone that can afford to sleep in the morning, so if, let's say, for example, you wake up to eat, and then after 6 a.m., let's say 6:30 a.m., if you're able to afford to go back to sleep and you don't have any work or school obligations, by all means, go for it. Yep. But some of us, we work in the morning, so it's not really an option. So if you work out in the morning, I don't recommend at all working out late in the night after Tarawih. So if you want to work out then, make sure you don't have any morning obligations so you can still sleep in the morning. But otherwise, it's the best time to work out in terms of energy, fuel, and actually lifting heavier.
And those are great points, that it's not, if you decide that you're going to train during Ramadan, it's not this one size fits all. It's like you have to do it this way. I think you just laid out 3 different options that I'm sure that even if people's days are different, they can work out at this time on this day, they can work out another time on another day. So those are kind of like the key times. But in your opinion, what's the main reason? Like, why are you such a strong advocate as a Muslim, as a coach, that, man, guys, like, let's stay active, let's stay training during this time?
All right. So from a scientific perspective, if someone has already worked so hard to build muscle and then you completely let go in a month, well, what's the purpose of all your effort? If the month that's most important, you let go. And even Islamically, for us, one thing that we believe, our body is a trust from God. So God has trusted us with our body. And you're just going to just eat, gain weight? No. Because our body is a trust from God, it's an obligation upon us to take care of it. Whether that's maintaining a healthy body fat. You don't need to be absolutely ripped and do all these exercises, but maintain a healthy body fat, take care of your body, simply because our body is a trust from God. So us working out could be a form of prayer. So when you set the intention, be like, God, listen, I don't have time. But because my body is a trust from you, I'm going to work out during Ramadan. Why? Because you tell us if we take care of our body, it's a good thing. So when I work out, I'm doing it for that intention. And if you set that as your intention, the workout could result in good deeds. So the workout in of itself could be a prayer because your intentions are set right. So that's one thing, but just as important, when it comes to scientifically, if you completely let go from weight training, it takes about 3 weeks to start losing a significant amount of muscle. So if you do nothing and you're eating a little bit less, you're gonna be losing a lot of muscle in 1 month. Yeah. And then it's gonna take you 1 to 2 months to catch up. So if you've been training all this time, now you have like a 2-month block where just you've fallen and you're catching back up, instead of just consistently making progress. So that way, if you at least maintain muscle, the month after Ramadan, hey, you can go back to getting a PR, getting stronger and everything. But then if you're having that big dip, it's not the most ideal in the long term. So whereas if you just maintain, that would help a lot.
And I know the main, from even talking to you and talking to other clients, the main thing is this is spiritual time, right? This is a beautiful time in your culture and your religion. However, there's still the opportunity because, like you said, science and fasting and having the right nutritional things and the right training, that someone that can actually see even better results
Yeah.
during this time,
Uh-huh.
right? So I know we're going to talk about nutrition on another episode, but training wise, how would you structure training? Like, how would you go about training during this time?
So it depends on what you typically train. If someone were to typically train, let's say 6 days a week, my recommendation, drop it down to 4. And instead of, let's say, normally you would do 3 sets per exercise during this month, you can even drop it down to 2. 2 hard sets.
Yeah.
And besides the warm-up sets, of course, but then in terms of volume, you want to lessen it. And in terms of workouts, you can go it a bit less. Now, if you have the luxury of training at the same times per week, by all means, continue.
Yeah.
But when you lessen your workouts, you're still able to maintain your muscle mass, and you can use that time for spiritual, for prayers and so forth. So you can work out less. So let's say normally someone does 6 times a week. If you drop it down to 4 times, you can simply do upper body workout day 1, day 2 lower body, day 3 you can target a weakness. It could be someone's core. Day 4 you can target another weakness. Typically some people's upper body like shoulders or maybe some glutes. That'll be a really good workout program. Or simple, to make it even easier, you do upper body, lower body, upper body, lower body. That's it, 4 workouts a week.
4 days a week type of vibe.
That's it.
Yep.
And if someone already works out 4 days a week, they can drop it down to 3.
Yep.
Upper body, lower body, target weakness, or full body or another upper body, whatever it may be. And worst case scenario, if you're someone that's completely busy, you're not able to make time at all, 2 workouts a week minimum. 1 upper body workout, 1 lower body workout, that's it. You do that from a consistent basis, just week after week, that's 8 workouts. 8 workouts in 30 days, 45-minute workouts, that does the job.
So that's the big thing, right? Is like, yeah, someone when they're in their normal life and they're not during Ramadan, yes, they might train 4 or 5 days a week like yourself. But basically what you're saying, hey guys, it's okay that you drop your intensity. You don't have to do 4 sets of everything. It might be just 2 pretty good sets. But also what you're saying is if you're that person that trains 4 to 5 days a week, hey, during this time, still 2 days a week can make a big difference of maintaining results, maintaining lifestyle. So that way, when you're done Ramadan, it's so much easier to get back on track.
Exactly.
Gotcha. And you were telling me a little bit of like a story about your friend. What's the story that kind of connects to the importance of training or just getting the job done?
Solid. So to start the story, I'm going to share with you guys a quote. So for us, one thing that we believe is something called hadith. Hadith is something that the Prophet Muhammad said. And Prophet Muhammad, if you guys simply Google the most influential man in human history, his name will come up. So he's made the most influence in all of human history. And one of the things that he said was, the most beloved deed to Allah, Allah means God, the most beloved deed to Allah is the most regular and constant, even if it were little. And simply put, imagine I gave to charity $10,000 today versus, and then I never gave to charity again, 10K today and then never again. Versus if I were to give to charity every single day, $10, $1,000, and I do that for the next year or 2, God would love that action more than that one big spurt of action. Because deeds that are done consistent, even if they're small, are most beloved to God. And God knows best, of course. So when it comes to implementing certain habits, whether it's eating better, exercising, reading more, whatever it may be, starting small and being consistent with that is the most rewarding. And in terms of even habitual, if you've heard of James Clear, his book Atomic Habits, he even talks about this as well. Just starting small with habits and slowly building up the capacity to do more is extremely powerful. Yep. So my friend, he's in med school. And then for him, he has a very hectic schedule. He's working, he's in med school, he lives alone. There's so many things on his plate that's very hard for him to disconnect and go get a workout in. Because sometimes he's on shift for 24 hours. Yeah. Imagine being in a hospital for 24 hours. That's crazy.
Plus during Ramadan, you're talking about.
Exactly. And he's fasting during Ramadan. Yeah. So he has a lot on his plate.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you one question. Guess how long his shortest workout is?
20 minutes.
Close. 4 minutes. That's it. And the purpose of the 4 minutes, maybe he's not going to see the best progress in the world. Maybe he's not going to see as much progress as working out for an hour. 100%. But that 4 minutes is still going to help him at least maintain what he has. It's going to help him start increasing the capacity to do more. That 4-minute workout is very simple. I made it very flexible for him as well. The very first minute is 1 minute jumping jacks or high knees or something to get the heart rate up. Second minute, anything lower body. It could be squats, it could be lunges, any sort of lower body exercise you want to do. Now, minute number 3, any sort of pushing exercise. It could be push-ups, pike push-ups, triangle push-ups, wall push-ups, anything pushing. And last one is anything core. It could be plank, sit-ups, bicycle, anything. 4 minutes. And over the past few days, I'll text him, hey, did you do your workout today? And he's like, yeah, I did. He's like, actually, not yet. I'm going to do it before Iftar. I'm like, all right, bet. And just 4 minutes. And then for him, he's doing that slowly, building up the capacity. And hopefully, inshallah, hopefully someday in the future, he's going to have the capacity to do 30-minute workouts, to do a full 1-hour workout. But then him doing that consistently is by far way better than doing nothing. So if you are someone that can't work out, that doesn't have the time, let's say you have kids, you have this obligation, that obligation, start off with 4 minutes a day. Stay consistent with 4 minutes a day and set your intention. Be like, hey, this is what I can do right now. I'm going to stay consistent with this, and hopefully one day I can do more.
What if someone is listening and they're like, come on, coach, like 4 minutes, like what the heck is that going to do? Like what's your argument to that person who's doubting 4 minutes? Is it going to be an impact on their body, or is it more mental? Is it more lifestyle? Like what's the significance of those 4 minutes?
So I'm going to share with you guys 2 things. Number 1, there was a study that was done some time ago, and it was testing seniors above the age of 65 doing 2 sets of exercise every day, every other day. So the very first set every single day that they did was sit down, stand up. So it was like a squat. So just sit down, stand up, 1 minute, as many as they can. Some of them got 15 reps, some of them got 17. The second exercise that all the seniors did was table push-ups. So they would set a table about this high or so, and then the seniors would just do push-ups as many as we can. Some of them got 10, some of them got 15, whatever it may be. And these are all people that are seniors. And they were in I forgot what the home was called, like a home for seniors. And then for them, doing that for an extended period of time, I think it was about 6 months, every single senior saw substantial muscle growth. And all it did, 1 set of push-ups, 1 set of sitting down, standing up, squats. That's it. And they saw muscle growth. So scientifically, even something, just engaging your muscles, even if it's very minimal, you can still see growth. Because me just sitting down doing nothing to my chest, nothing will happen. If I simply stimulate it from a day-to-day basis, that's going to help us see some sort of growth, especially if I'm used to nothing. Yeah. So that's the one thing. Yes, you can see growth from a scientific perspective. It's not as ideal as lifting weights or like doing a full hour, but you can still see growth. But then at the same time, it is the mental thing. You're telling yourself, listen, I'm tired, I'm lazy, or there's so much on my plate, but you're still making time for yourself. Because the most important thing is filling up your own water cup. Yep. How do you expect yourself to pour into other people and help other people if your cup is not full? Yep. And to fill up your cup, you need nutrition, sleep, and working out. And if working out isn't there yet, start off with 4 minutes a day. It can be small, and eventually that small can lead to being able to pour more.
And that's one of the, honestly, the biggest things as coaches that we have to break through and work through, whether it's through the workouts, it's the stories we tell, it's the systems and the culture that we create. It's changing the identity. So when you say that, to me, that makes the most sense is, yeah, there's the physical benefits, right? But like no one's going to transform by doing that, but there's some benefits, but it's the mental is the biggest thing. Is during that time, you're putting those votes to your identity of, I am someone who values my health. I am someone who is fit. I am someone that even though I am dedicating my time to being spiritual, to being family, I am still putting my health as a priority. So that's the significance, is these little things, they add up to big movements and changes over periods of time, right? One other thing that I would add to that format, it's just when you were talking about 4 minutes, Tabatas. So if you are looking for a 4 minutes format, it's 20 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. You could do 1 exercise, you could do 2 exercises, you could do 4, but that's another way that you can kind of replicate that style of training. I guess the last question is like, what would be your final advice, maybe your final tip to cap off the episode on things that people should do with their training, or maybe again, another valid reason on why you need to be training during Ramadan?
Training allows you to do more. When you reach a healthy body fat percentage, when you have the ability to lift up weights safely, to help people, with that's going to increase your capacity to do more for the world. And the best thing to do in your life, in anyone's life, is to be in service to others. And if me taking care of my health allows me to help more, there's nothing more beautiful than that.
Love it. Well done, coach. So we are going to do a follow-up episode to this, because training is one thing, it's nutrition though. It's what are we eating, right? Movement is medicine, but on the other side of the picture, it's food is medicine too. So we are going to do a follow-up episode that you guys are definitely going to want to tune into. But share this one out. Send this to your brothers, your sisters, your family members that are in Ramadan right now. If we can get more people doing 4-minute workouts, maybe 2 workouts per week during this time, we're going to have healthier and happier families as well.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Coach Cory, Coach Jabbar, we signing out. Stay tuned for next one, guys. Beastin'.